Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be reacting to MTR. If y'all know him, he a cool little dude. We'll be reacting him. Women panic as millionaire lose jobs. Kevin Samuel was right. I don't know what to tell y'all, bro, because yeah, let's get into it.
What?
Let's get into it.
Before we officially get started off in this conversation, let me give credit where credit is due. About 4 years ago, a man by the name of Kevin Samuels sat in front of a camera. He was up on live stream, candle burning, fragrance wafting through the air, laying out a vision for the future. He called it at the time, Winter is Coming. All right. If you go to his channel, the video is still live. Now, when he said winter is coming, he's not talking about weather. Effectively, he was talking about an economic as well as a social reset that was heading our way. A reset that most people were not prepared for, or they just simply weren't paying attention to what was happening around them, or they just didn't want.
Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back.
to hear about it. Since then, Kevin has passed away. And a lot of people wrote him off while he was alive, right? They
Like, what I'm gonna say about Kevin Samuel, bro, is bro, this man was literally telling people game, but they wasn't taking him serious. Like, this man literally, like, bro, hey, as y'all as men, like, y'all can't be doing this. Y'all can't let females do all this. Like, y'all need to tighten up. But females they hated it. They'll be pissing me off is like they will calm females like calm to Kevin Samuels, be like, hey, I'm 50 years old, but I ain't married. And Kevin Samuel be like, what's your type? And be like, man, I want 6 foot, um, 7 figures a month, a year, make seven figures. Oh, he gotta be caring. He can't be narcissist. He can't be delusion. He can't do nothing in a female eyes that will make them feel like some type of way. Can't out the gate, bro. I tell you, bro. If
called him harsh, they called him divisive, they called him a chauvinist, right? You know, all the terms. But what they could not call him was wrong. And 4 years later, not only did winter come, but it set up shop. All right, it set up camp. Now, what fascinates me about today and what Kevin did not see coming, and that's with full respect, all right, but a lot of us didn't see this coming, was the AI piece. He didn't account for how artificial intelligence was going to come and pour gasoline on the fire that was already burning at high octane. So that's what
yeah, how y'all feel about AI, bro? Me in general, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with AI, but I know. Like, I'm cool with AI, but it's some things that y'all like let AI do. But hey, I digress. I guess.
I want this conversation to be about, right? While giving tribute to what it is that he called out and so clear, right? He translated it for us so clear back into the day. But this is going to be Winter is Coming 2.0 because the storm has gotten worse. And if you thought that the first wave is bad, AI is making it way worse. So let's have this conversation, all right? So in order to kick this off, let me ask you guys something. When is the last time that y'all looked at the stock market and felt like your life was as good as what the stock market is currently being represented as? Okay. Because it's wild to think about. The stock market keeps on going up, right? And at the same time,
So let me explain this. For people that don't understand, what he talking about is we AI he eliminates stock market going up, up, down, up, down. He eliminates that. Hold on. So basically what I'm saying, man, what he finna say is, so this with AI, he eliminates all that. He like totally eliminates it. So what it is the less people y'all have, and the more AI they implant, stock market is gonna keep going up, 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 and the job is gonna go down, down, down. Like y'all ain't gonna have no job. So you might as well. I'm telling you, if they're taking white collar jobs, oh wait, because that's all it is. It's how, but yeah, these business people don't want to know because AI is not a end all be all type of stuff. Like y'all need to understand it. You know, AI ain't gonna solve your problems. Who gonna solve your problem? God. God gonna solve your problem. Y'all trying to let this government save y'all and all that stuff. God gonna solve your problem. Solve your relationship. Solve whatever problem you got. Whatever. He gonna solve it. But yeah, that's what he finna say.
people everywhere continue to complain about cost, about how expensive everything is, that groceries are going up, that gas is going up, rent is up. And at the same time, more and more people are losing their jobs. And it doesn't really make any sense until you double click into exactly what is happening. The companies that make up the stock market, they're hitting all their numbers. All right, all-time highs. They're generating the revenue. They're still impressing all of the shareholders up at the shareholders meeting. All right, and they're doing it with fewer and fewer and fewer people, less workforce, more automation, more AI.
That entry level jobs in areas like finance, consulting, tech, many other areas like that, entry level white collar work. I worry that those things are going to be first augmented, but before long replaced by AI systems, and that we may indeed. It's hard to predict the future, but we may indeed have a serious employment crisis on our hands as the pipeline for these early stage white collar work starts to contract.
I'm back, y'all. Hold on. Had to pause. Somebody was knocking.
I worry that those things are going to be first augmented, but before long replaced by AI systems, and that we may indeed. It's hard to predict the future, but we may indeed have a serious employment crisis on our hands as the pipeline for these early stage white collar work starts to contract and dry up.
And when a company has the opportunity to cut employees, a couple of hundred, a few thousand employees, and replace them with software that doesn't need workers' compensation,
Hold on. Oh, I'm back. Hmm.
they never take sick days, and they never complain, the stock effectively will continue to rise while the unemployment rate will go up at the very same time. And this is not effectively a bug in the system. It's a feature of this technological progression. All right. If you take a look at the S&P 500, it continues to reach record highs, but the employment rate seems to be ticking up at the same time as well. So the divergence of these two things happening at the same time means that the economy, while it is doing great, GDP is doing what it needs to do, the bottom, the working people in the economy are becoming hollowed out. I was actually just taking a look at a McKinsey report that said that AI and automation could displace like 350.
Man, all I'm gonna say is AI is gonna take the bottom feeders, it's gonna take all that out, then start from there and go. I'm telling you, cause yeah, this is crazy.
Million jobs in the next 5 years globally. Jack Dorsey, who is the head of the company Square, he used to own Twitter. He just announced that they're cutting roughly half of its workforce, like 4,000, 5,000 employees, in order to hedge against what's coming. And that's not just trimming the fat. 50% reduction in workforce represents something. And it is big tech saying out loud that, hey, listen, we don't need humans the same way that we did anymore. And this is effectively a dime a dozen because across all of technology, finance,
But but the thing that the people fail to realize is they do. You might not need them to work, but you might need that money. And if you don't have nothing, your business gonna go on the water. You don't matter how many things that AI do, your business gonna go. If anybody ain't buying that, you might wait just even start no business.
media, healthcare, admin, even legal, right? These companies are running the exact same playbook. Bring in the tools, the AI tools, reduce the headcount because the headcount is the most expensive thing in a majority of these organizations to improve margins, right? The difference between the revenue that's coming in and the cost that it takes to run the business. And then you effectively report record earnings. Then the stock of it goes up. And the people who used to sit in these organizations and fill these seats, they go back up to LinkedIn and they're updating their profiles and their resumes, and they're finding it more and more difficult to find a next place to work at. And that's where we are at right now. Now, the interesting thing about AI is the types of jobs that it is now replacing. A couple of years ago, it was just like, oh, well, it's going to just mess up the creative space, right? And we've seen what has happened to AI art, right? We've seen what's happened to AI music. But it's at the point now where it's taking specific type of jobs that would require education, okay? Years of study within a college institution or a certification. Now, it's one thing to talk about taking away creative or like service level worker jobs, but when you start to take away white collar, more office based knowledge worker jobs, right? We're taking out like entry level analyst jobs, right? That's what I had when I was just out of undergrad. My job 20 years ago doesn't exist anymore for these major organizations. We're talking accountants. We're talking paralegals to, within a law office, HR coordinators, right? The people who used to just look at your resume. Now you could just put that through AI and just come up with summaries and it can actually rank them dependent upon the role that's needed, right? And even like middle management roles where they existed to like organize or have analysts take a look at information, that's all now passed up the chain because now a lot of those jobs is just an AI query. All right. Goldman Sachs also released a report estimating that AI could automate 300 million full-time jobs annually. And
Yeah, and that'll be the case. AI is just gonna go through all this. Like the office jobs, over with. All that stuff just counted over with. Cause they gonna take it all. They're gonna take it all. So Hey, if I'm y'all, man, go to college. But while you go to college, start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel. I'm telling you. Why I say go to college? Because when all this AI stuff collapse, they're gonna need people. Trust me. That's what they call the new gen. They're gonna need people. Keep yourself advanced with AI, how to fix it. They're gonna need people. They think AI gonna solve that problem. Yeah, AI ain't no danger. AI ain't doing nothing. AI ain't disrupting nothing. Oh yeah, it's going down. With that bubble bust, mm-mm. Yeah, AI is over with. But like I said, man, don't let it people just fool you. AI gonna go down some way. It's technology. If there's no light, ain't no AI. So they fail to realize that. Companies fail to realize that if there's no light, AI is gone. Ain't no point of AI. AI don't work. Yeah, generator gonna last what a couple of months. Everybody gone. AI is not a fixed generator, but you gotta think about it. So solar panels, you gonna need somebody to fix them too. So they failing to realize if all these people are gone, if there's no light, AI is useless. And count my word, like I tell y'all, I'm looking at y'all. God is coming. God is coming. You wanna know why? The seven seals already started. Them seven seals started. Y'all gonna be y'all gonna be out here. So if I'm y'all, man, get ready. Cause the hard times, who you better stay prayed up. Talk to God. Make sure you and God good. Cause if you and God good, you gonna survive. Everything else gonna come together. But like I'm telling you, AI, yeah. I'm not talking about for America. Everywhere in the world is going to feel God's wrath. Yes. America might take it worse. Everybody in the world is going to feel God's wrath. Ain't no survive, ain't no skipping it. I know y'all billionaires gonna be out there digging bunkers and all that stuff. That ain't gonna save you. You can dig all you want to. Shit.
The ones that are most at risk is the ones that I mentioned before. Administrative roles is about at 46%, legal work at
Look at that.
44%.
Look at that. Office administrative support 46%, legal 44. What's that? Engineering 37, life, physical and social science 36 is going down. All industries 25, personal care and service 19, food preparation and service related 12, transportation, all that stuff. Look at all this going lower, lower. Building and ground cleaning and maintenance 1%. AI took over. Y'all know that they got a whole AI system that will build a whole house for you. Y'all didn't know that. They got a whole AI system that will build a house, meaning you don't even need no builders or cleaning and maintenance. You don't need none of that. It's crazy.
Financial analyst roles are also seeing significant displacement as well. All of these top organizations are saying that these things are coming, but are we actively thinking about what is it that we're doing about it? And then also how we're all going to be impacted, especially from a relationship perspective, okay? Because if you just stop and just think about it for a second, all right?
The only relationship you need to have is with God. If you don't have no relationship with God, bro, what he talking about, it's not gonna work for you. I'm telling you.
This is exactly where gender dynamics come in. All right. Now, I'm not trying to just be mean here or just be dismissive, but the data says what the data says. All right. Women in the workplace are disproportionately concentrated in the exact
I don't care, gender or not. It's only two, man and a woman. God created man and a woman. Ain't no it them they are. No, it's he and she. It's her and his. All the nonsense. All right, y'all think I'm playing? The seven seals already started. We got a war. All the stuff going on. It gets bigger. AI big. War is gonna be big. Everything big. Job loss big. Uh, food shortage big. Gas prices big. Big. It's gonna reach the climb. Everything's gonna reach the climax, and that's it. God gonna come. Yeah, I don't know when, but just know if you don't stay prayed up, read your Bible, talk to God, tell it, ask Him for forgive your sins, get baptized, do something. I'm not God. I'm not judging you, but common sense will tell you you might not make it to heaven.
type of roles that AI is absorbing the fastest. All right.
If you're a dad watching this and you don't have life insurance, we need to have an honest conversation here real quick.
I just lost my job today. No warning, no nothing. They wouldn't even tell me why. I don't know. I didn't do anything wrong.
And all of y'all gonna be like, how this pertain to a woman? This is why. Most of them, that chart that he showed earlier, with legal works and office job, most of that stuff is run by a woman. Lawyers, most woman. Most of the other stuff are run by a woman. Most of them people in the workforce are women. Like women are most in that, like more than men in that workforce. So, hmm, y'all women spending. I need a man. I'm this. I'm that. You ain't got no man. You gonna be homeless. You spend more money that you don't need to spend, baby. Take a left. All right, whatever. Cause this is what's happening. This is what's gonna happen.
I have no savings. I have nothing. I just don't. I got in the exit interview and they said, today's gonna be your last day. My manager, my director was on the call. And then they were like, the decision has already been made, so we really don't have anything to hear from you. You're only gonna get paid for the one day you worked in August, and we'll give you your commission check, and that's the last of it. And end the call on me.
And she look like she have a good apartment or a house. I bet you she paying to about $2,000 a month. And she ain't got no money. Oh, baby. Pray to God. That's all you can do. My advice ain't gonna help. God gonna help you.
I'm low. I'm low.
I have another stat for you from the Institute of Women's Policy Research. Women make up about 74% of healthcare worker jobs, 73% of education and training worker jobs, and 70% of in-office or admin support roles. Again,
Oh, what I tell you? I just said the same thing.
exactly what AI is currently displacing the fastest. And I know what y'all thinking. Probably it's, well, men are going to be impacted by these.
Yeah, man, gonna impact it. But that's a difference, though. Most of the job force are women, 76% out of 100. That means the rest of the, I mean, that's crazy.
As well. I mean, even if you look at the numbers in regards to who joined STEM fields, okay, and STEM jobs are being impacted, and I think it's like 3 times as many men.
3 times more likely than women to experience interest in pursuing a STEM career. Well, I said men are approximately 3 times more likely than women. Yes, men are going to go into this field, engineering. Yeah.
Are in STEM fields than women. But the difference is that, let's say that those jobs go away. Men are more ready, willing, and able to do much more physical labor.
Which will construction, plumbing, all that stuff. We have options. That's what we telling women. Men build this thing from the Bible. If y'all women say, "Oh no, yeah, y'all help." Genesis, God created man, heaven and earth, slept on the seventh day. God created a man. God created a man. Found out the man was lonely. He created a woman out of a man's rib. What was the woman's role? To keep the man company. Y'all can't work. God never said y'all can't work. If you choose to work, you still gotta do your role to comfort, keep the man company. I'm not saying, man should just use that and be, macho man and all that stuff. No, no, no. Still, God also said, man, you gotta be still. You gotta listen to your woman sometimes. You gotta be kind. You gotta. He said all that stuff. But the main reason God made woman, what's that? To keep a man company. So, so, and you see, the first thing God did was create a man. Everything that God done in the Bible through a man. A man did this with God. People that's closest that have seen God. Oh, God, there's some women here and there. But how many? Most of them. I mean, mm, Cain and his brother, Jacob and his brothers, Moses, John, the 12 disciples, Jesus, man, man, oh man, oh man. They do the hard labor, the rest. Your woman is there to comfort you, to make sure you're okay. Man,
in intensive jobs or trades, construction, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, trucking, in the warehouse, on the oil rigs, right? The infrastructure work that was necessary to create the cushy society or the civilization that we all enjoy, the society that was civilized enough to even create AI to begin with, okay? Jobs that you need.
oh man. I don't know how simple I gotta tell y'all. Mm-mm-mm. All you gonna do is just pray to God. Pray to God. God, tell God to just help you.
A strong physical human body to show up for in a reality, in a physical world, not a digital world, but a physical world. All right. I was actually having a conversation with one of my homeboys recently, and he has a son in high school. And we were sitting down talking about this whole AI thing and thinking about, well, what do you tell a kid nowadays to go do with all of this coming? And he feels comfortable with recommending the military to his son right now because, it's a government position, right? You can have a trade within a government position. And we think it's just going to be a lot more job security than getting into something completely digital, right? Because robots can't snake a drain underneath a sink, right? But in reality, even the recommendation of STEM fields, right? Unless you want to go into an AI space or, if your plan is to be within leaderships within these organizations, and if you are not the top of your class or if you do not, have context that you can rely on or tap into, it's just getting way more difficult to go into more of an office or a cubicle job site as opposed to a physical job site. And, although AI is mostly digital right now in nature, it's going to take probably another 10 to 15 years where they can put AI into humanoids to do some of these more blue collar jobs. And, it buys men a longer window before we can figure out what's going to happen, right? A significant window, while the white collar workforce will be struggling a lot sooner. Now, I had to paint the picture for you guys in order to understand this because it is also clear to me that, if you live in your day, you're doing what you do, you might hear a news story there about AI, right? You might hear your boy talking about querying something, right? You might come across it in some form or fashion, but you may not be as clued in or keyed in rather as what I am. All right. Or what is some of the people that are much more forward thinking about what's happening in the economy currently are. All right. But let's tie this all in. All right. Because, and let me be clear before I go into this, right? Because I actually care about the outcome of families and relationships, in contrary to the haters that will watch this channel and just say he hates women or whatever that they say. But nevertheless, for decades now, right? Women, and dare I say, especially the black modern woman, has been sold a very particular dream. And the dream goes a little bit something like this. You don't need no man. Get your education, get your career, be a boss, be independent, and be a queen.
And this is the problem. That is the problem. That whole thing is the problem. Except for getting your education and your career. The other stuff, problem. Be independent. You have free will. God gave us free will. You do. But except for education, career, maybe be independent. The rest of this stuff is trash. Be independent. You can. You can. The rest of the stuff is trash. Be a boss. Be. Um, like what? Be a queen. What? What? You don't need no man. Oh, woman, let me remind you. You do need a man. You do need a man. You don't, but you do in this physical realm. You do. If you don't need a man, baby, you can't sing. Yeah, in the Bible too. In the Bible too, they say. In the Bible too, they say. God said, if you single, I'm gonna use y'all lingo. It's not exactly what he, but if you single, right, you going to be like a widow. And what do we know about a widow? Are married people who has no husband, married or not. You're gonna be like the widow. You can have sex, all that stuff, kids. You can't even play with yourself when it comes down to the scene. So yeah, take it how you feel. Easy, but also know this: free will. Take it how they feel. But this is what's wrong. This right here. You don't need no man. Education, education, that's fine. Career, fine. Be a busby. Pray to Jesus. How about that? We can replace that. Pray to Jesus. Yeah. Be a queen. Hmm. There's only one king, ain't no queen. King, that's God. You, in God's eyes, this word right here is all the way in hell. Yeah. You ain't no queen. So please, sit down somewhere. Please. You can't call yourself a queen if nobody's treating you like that. So what does that word have to help you? Zero.
And the right man eventually will manifest itself, will swoop down. But your career, it comes first. Your freedom, that comes first as well. Your money, that comes even before first. All right. And you are enough on your own because you don't need no man. All right. Now, I get it why that message has resonated so much, right, over the past several decades, especially as, mainstream media has proliferated, right, in consideration that women are the main purchasers within the household, representing 80% of purchasing household power. And I also get that there were real barriers within our history that women face as they sought for equality, equal opportunity. But the problem is that this dream that has been continued to market to them from corporations, from media companies, right? It's now gotten to the point where it's not about equality, right? It's about domination through financial interest, right? Getting them into the workforce, make them think, act, feel, and believe that they don't need no man so they can get it up on their own, contribute to taxes, contribute to the society. And as a country, right, we're going to be a lot more productive and a lot more well off because half of our labor is now not at home.
Hold on, guys. I'm back.
Home with much more family oriented obligations, but they're now helping us increase production. More workers mean more labor costs, more income in the household means that there's going to be more spending. And again, when women control the spending, they spend more, okay? And that's not just me making it up. We can bring up studies in order to prove that. So from a business perspective, it makes perfect sense why the advertising is more so pushed towards them, because it empowers them to keep buying. All right. So when you see all of this girl boss content, and, you know, as a young man growing up in the 90s, right, I would see it all of the time. All right. All of this I don't need no man anthems, you know, telling them that their highest achievement is within corporate life, you know, all of that other stuff. The fact of the matter is that if you take a look at the state of the union between a man and a woman, it absolutely worked. OK.
You should get life insurance because you never know. My dad has never been in better shape. Lost weight, exercising every day, and he had a stroke.
So many women today who say they don't need a man.
I mean, because if they want to go 50-50 on things, I just don't need them.
Because there's a lot of bum-ass men out in the world who don't do enough so us women can supply for ourselves now.
Women are better than men. What do men bring to the world? Literally nothing. Women, the vibes, just everything. Everything is brought to by women.
I completely disagree.
And that's the people. You finna answer my question.
You say that men bring nothing in the world. Everything you know and love. If you look around the entire infrastructure of our nation, our economy, every building you walk into, the camera that's filming you right now, the microphone you're speaking to, everything is built, maintained, and is still maintained to this day through men. Hardworking.
I love how he's mansplaining this to me.
No, I'm serious that the way that you are portraying your ideas and opinions is through technology and infrastructure and an economy and a nation that was not only built, but is still maintained to this day by men.
They entered the workforce in massive.
A white kid said that. I ain't did. He did. So, hey, don't come for me. He did. Maybe y'all believe the white people. I guess. He said it. He said the whole point of this whole entire video. I don't know how to finish this video. He just did. That was his whole point of this whole video. So, y'all can take it how it is or leave it. Well, I'm going to leave y'all with this, right? If you don't have God in your life, in your relationship, or your marriage, you ain't going nowhere. Just got to keep it real. You ain't going nowhere. So, y'all can be out here. I don't need no man. I don't need this and that. You know, he's way too controlling. Your whole point is for you. Is for you to be encouraging for me. If you can't do that, I don't think you have a spot in this world. I'm not saying go talk to a man that is like that. All I'm saying is, for a great relationship, both of y'all gotta listen to each other and take advice from each other. And God, for sure, has to be in the middle of all that. If it's not, you can kiss that man bye, you can kiss that girl bye, you can kiss the whole relationship goodbye. You will not see that. You might have a relationship here and there. It's gonna lead you to a wrong path. That's all it is. I don't want to hear the like it's a guru, y'all. If you just getting too long. So like, comment, subscribe. If y'all like this type of video, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna leave you. I'm not gonna lie. The seven seals already started. So, like, comment, subscribe, and keep God in everything you do. That is it. Yahweh. God, Yahweh, Jesus, keep both, keep all of them in your life. You need them. Yes. So, take it how you feel.